Chiefs Kingdom. Stop scrolling right now. Arrowhead just erupted with breaking news, and one number is already setting the entire league on fire. $3 billion. A massive future home reveal just hit Kansas City. A former defensive favorite breaks his silence on leaving Steve Spagnuolo's system, and a surprise roster staple is sitting on a hot seat so severe it could shatter the squad on cutdown day. Insiders confirmed the details early this morning, and here is your first concrete payoff. $3 billion is the official price tag for the brand new Chiefs Stadium opening in 2031, complete with 70,000 seats, a clear ETFE roof, and a shape engineered to make noise bleed right into the opponent's ears. If you bleed red and gold and want to see the Raiders buried in the standings, smash like and subscribe right now. We start with the colossal stadium unveiling that has Kansas City shaking to its core. The future of the kingdom is officially mapped out, but the jaw-dropping details hidden inside these blueprints have left fans completely stunned. The question everybody was asking before the release was simple. How do you replace a stadium with as much soul, history, tradition, and pure terror as Arrowhead? The identity everyone is talking about today is the new $3 billion project set to open for the 2031 season in Kansas City, designed by Manica alongside HNTB. Chiefs president Mark Donovan called it a transformational undertaking. And when you look at the specifications, it becomes obvious why the front office fought for this exact design competition winner over 6 grueling months. The new venue will seat 70,000 fans under a state-of-the-art clear ETFE roof, surrounded by over 20,000 tailgating parking spaces to ensure that the legendary parking lot culture continues to thrive for generations. But what really matters to the locker room, the coaching staff, and the fans is the acoustics. Sound engineers are actively working on the stadium's size, roof structure, and bowl shape specifically to amplify crowd noise, ensuring that the terrifying home field atmosphere translates directly to the new venue without losing a single decibel of impact. They are even building a seating bowl shaped like an arrowhead, keeping the beloved drum deck ceremony, preserving the Lamar Hunt statue on a modern plaza, and making the Hall of Honor more than twice its current size, while expanding the team store by 4 times to create an absolute paradise for the fanbase. Moving across state lines to Kansas City, Kansas represents a monumental geopolitical shift for the organization. Yet every single architectural choice, from the Ring of Honor elevated above the bowl to the intentional sightlines, was crafted to make longtime season ticket holders feel right at home the second they step through the gates. Kansas Mayor Crystal Watson even noted the extreme intentionality behind the renderings, proving that the franchise listened to what the kingdom truly values before signing off on a single line of draft work. With construction timelines being finalized and 5 years of anticipation ahead, the excitement is matched only by the anxiety of leaving our historical fortress behind. To truly understand the scale of this project, consider how it reshapes the economic landscape of the entire region. Beyond the 70,000 seats, local officials estimate that the surrounding district will feature commercial, entertainment, and hotel infrastructure designed to turn Kansas City into a year-round host for events like the Super Bowl, Final Four, and international soccer matches. That means billions in revenue pouring directly into the local economy, solidifying the Chiefs as an international mega brand. Yet for die-hard fans who have spent decades freezing on cold December afternoons in the upper deck, the transition feels surreal. The front office is promising that the tailgating experience will not only be preserved but enhanced, with dedicated zones equipped with modern amenities that rival any sporting complex in North America. Furthermore, sound engineers are testing scale models to ensure that when 70,000 fans yell on third down, the decibel levels shatter previous noise records set at Jiha Field. Will a closed roof take away the brutal winter advantage we love at Arrowhead, or will the amplified acoustics make this the scariest dome in all of professional sports? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. If you believe this new kingdom will maintain our home field dominance, hit that like button. But as huge as this architectural shockwave is, our second story dives into the locker room, where a key defensive weapon just explained the real reason he walked away. Whispers turned into footsteps, and now the truth about a painful off-season departure is out in the open. The name? Leo Chenal. The former Kansas City linebacker recently broke his silence on NFL Network's The Insiders, detailing exactly why signing a 3-year contract worth up to $25 million with the Washington Commanders was a complete no-brainer once free agency hit. During his 4 seasons under Steve Spagnuolo, Chenal was the ultimate defensive X-factor, playing situational pass rusher, run stuffer, QB spy, and whatever else was required to help secure 2 Super Bowl rings before his rookie deal even expired. But despite his incredible versatility and clutch playoff performances, a true full-time role consistently eluded him in Kansas City. Last season, Chenal logged just 445 defensive snaps, while Nick Bolton crossed the 1,000 mark, and Drew Tranquill played 884 snaps as the third linebacker. Speaking candidly about Washington's new defensive scheme under coordinator Daronte Jones, Chenal highlighted how the system specifically involves linebackers playing directly to their natural skill set, with active, two-way feedback between players and coaches. It is a clear hint at his desire for positional stability, rather than being shifted around based on situational packages week after week. The Commanders are adopting a Brian Flores-style blueprint under Dan Quinn that emphasizes versatility on the second level, meaning Chenal is slated to become a true foundational pillar alongside first-round pick Sonny Styles out of Ohio State and former All-Pro Frankie Louvu. Chenal also expressed huge confidence in quarterback Jayden Daniels following his return from injury, praising his elite processing skills and ability to create plays both on the run and inside the pocket, drawing direct comparisons to what he witnessed daily while sharing a locker room with Patrick Mahomes. Meanwhile, back in Missouri, Chenal's departure forces Steve Spagnuolo to execute a major reshuffling on defense. The Chiefs are hoping that last year's redshirt season provided Oregon product Jeffrey Bassa with the mental reps necessary to step up after being selected in the 5th round of the 2025 NFL Draft. Bassa entered the league with a versatile label of his own, making him the primary candidate to fill the vacant snaps, though Spagnuolo is known for testing multiple linebackers throughout training camp in St. Joseph to see who can handle the immense mental burden of his complex blitz concepts. Losing a proven championship contributor like Chenal tests the depth of the entire roster, placing immense pressure on the front office to prove that their draft and develop philosophy can continuously replace departing stars without missing a single beat. Beyond the raw snap counts, Chenal was a core leader on special teams, famously making game-saving plays like his blocked field goal against Denver that saved a victory in 2024. That kind of clutch instinct cannot be easily replaced by raw athletic testing numbers. Spagnuolo's defense relies heavily on disguising coverage pre-snap, which requires linebackers to make split-second calls at the line of scrimmage while facing high-powered tempo offenses. With Chenal gone, the communication responsibilities fall almost entirely on Bolton and Tranquill, leaving zero margin for error if injuries strike the second level. If Bassa struggles with the playbook during preseason games, Spagnuolo may be forced to rely more heavily on 3 safety looks, altering the overall physical profile of the defense against run-heavy teams in the AFC. This tactical ripple effect shows just how important Chenal was to the scheme, even if his snap count didn't always reflect it. Can Bassa replicate Chenal's clutch impact on defense? Or did the front office make a massive mistake letting a 2-time champion walk for cap flexibility? Let me know below. If you trust Spags to turn Bassa into the next superstar, subscribe to the channel right now. But as the defense adjusts to missing pieces, our third story lands on a current player whose time in Kansas City might be running out faster than anyone expected. A move 3 years in the making is coming to a dramatic head, and the front office is preparing to make a brutal decision before August 30th. The player sitting on the burning hot seat, Nico Remigio. Entering training camp, the wide receiver and kick returner is under intense pressure, not just to earn playing time on Sundays, but to avoid being the most surprising cut on roster cutdown day. The core issue comes down to roster construction and brutal efficiency. On an offense that struggled for consistency and explosive playmaking last season, keeping a pure special team specialist who offers virtually zero offensive production is a luxury the Chiefs simply can no longer afford. Originally an undrafted free agent out of Fresno State, Remigio was on the field for just 3% of offensive snaps last year, finishing the entire campaign with 1 rushing attempt and a single catch, which happens to be the exact same number of receptions that Patrick Mahomes recorded. To make matters worse, his core value on special teams is under severe scrutiny when analyzing the underlying metrics. While he certainly delivered memorable high-leverage plays, including a 44-yard punt return against Buffalo in the 2024 AFC title game and a 47-yard kickoff return against Baltimore last season, his overall averages of 25.6 yards per kick return and 7.6 yards per punt return were both below the league average. Neither his longest punt return nor his longest kick return cracked the top 20 in distance across the NFL, proving that his impact as a specialist is entirely replaceable. Emerging hybrid options on the current roster offer significantly higher offensive upside. Last year, Brashard Smith posted superior return statistics, averaging 11.3 yards per punt return with a long of 44, alongside 26.7 yards per kick return, while simultaneously contributing 44 carries for 151 yards and 25 catches for 172 yards and a touchdown as the 4th-string running back. On top of Smith's presence, rookie running back Emmett Johnson took dynamic return reps during OTAs in June, presenting another multi-dimensional threat to Remigio's narrow role. Furthermore, high-upside developmental prospects like Jacob de Jesus, who possessed far greater collegiate receiving production, and athletic phenom Jeff Caldwell, who logged the second-highest relative athletic score for a wide receiver at the Combine in 39 years, are pushing hard for roster spots. What makes this positional battle even more critical is how NFL rule changes surrounding the kickoff have transformed the special teams meta across the league. Under the dynamic kickoff rules, teams can no longer afford to carry a returner who only runs straight down the field. They need explosive, multi-angle runners who can navigate traffic like a running back while breaking tackles in open space. Remigio's rigid running style hasn't yielded the big play return touchdowns that Dave Tubbs' special teams unit desperately needs to flip field position for Patrick Mahomes. If a player like Brashard Smith or Emmett Johnson can provide 85% of Remigio's return floor while actively contributing 10 to 15 productive snaps on offense, the decision becomes a simple mathematical equation for Brett Veach. Factor in the lingering possibility that Brett Veach brings in a veteran receiver like Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, or even a returning Tyreek Hill, and Remigio's narrow path to the final 53 almost completely evaporates. Heading into St. Joseph, his hot seat rating sits at an extreme 8 out of 10, hotter than a dozen Carolina Reaper chilies. Do you think the Chiefs should cut Remigio to save a roster spot for a weapon with higher offensive upside? Drop a comment with your take. 3 massive headlines, 1 defining turning point for the franchise. The $3 billion stadium project sets the stage for a new era of dominance. Leo Chenal's departure leaves a tactical puzzle for Steve Spagnuolo to solve, and Nico Remigio's hot seat proves that nobody on this roster is safe as training camp approaches. Kansas City is not sitting back on past glory. This front office is actively reshaping the future to guarantee long-term dominance over the AFC. If Jeffrey Bassa steps up and the return game upgrades, the Chiefs remain the undisputed team to beat. Here is what I need from Chiefs Kingdom right now. 1. Smash that like button if you believe the new stadium will be the loudest venue on earth. 2. Leave a comment with your prediction for who wins the backup linebacker battle in camp. 3. Subscribe to the channel immediately because every new subscriber sends a message that the Kingdom runs this league, and you do not want to miss our daily deep dives. But keep your eyes peeled because 2 massive twists are developing right under our noses. Inside the building, rumors are swirling that Andy Reid and Brett Veach are actively monitoring the veteran wide receiver market, with names like Stephon Diggs or Keenan Allen potentially entering the picture if the young wideout group struggles early in camp. And over in Denver, the Broncos just cleared significant cap space and are eyeing the exact same offensive free agents to crash our party in the AFC West. Which domino falls first, Kansas City's next signing or Denver's desperate move? That story drops next. Stay locked in, Chiefs Kingdom, hit subscribe, and let's keep dominating.